Let them know men did this.
Long ago, when gods and mortals still walked the same earth, there was a girl unlike any other. Her name was Medusa, and she was known throughout the land not for monstrous deeds or fearsome powers, but for her beauty. Born to the primordial sea deities Phorcys and Ceto, Medusa was one of three sisters known as the Gorgons. But unlike her immortal siblings, Stheno and Uriel, Medusa was mortal, blessed with the vulnerability of humankind. Yet, what she lacked in immortality, she made up for in unmatched charm. Her golden hair shimmered like sunlight on waves, and her eyes sparkled with intelligence and depth. Despite her monstrous lineage, Medusa was not born a monster. In her youth, she devoted herself to the goddess Athena, the virgin goddess of wisdom and war. As a symbol of her devotion, Medusa pledged her chastity and served as a priestess in Athena's grand temple. There, she became a guardian of purity, wisdom, and sacred vows. Visitors came not to worship the goddess alone, but to glimpse Medusa. Tales of her beauty traveled far and wide, and even gods turned their eyes toward her. And it was this attention that would bring about her doom. For among the gods, there was one who could not resist his desires, Poseidon, lord of the sea. Struck by Medusa's beauty, Poseidon's obsession grew. One fateful day, he pursued her into Athena's temple. What occurred there varies by version. Some say Poseidon seduced her, others claim he attacked her. But one truth remained the same: their union desecrated the sacred temple. When Athena learned what had happened, she was filled with divine fury. But instead of punishing Poseidon, she directed her wrath at Medusa. Perhaps the goddess felt betrayed, or perhaps, in her divine pride, she could not bear the stain on her temple. In a swift act of vengeance, she transformed Medusa into a creature of nightmare. Her once beautiful hair became a nest of venomous snakes, her radiant face twisted, and her gaze cursed to turn all who met her eyes into stone. Banished from the world she once cherished, Medusa fled to a remote island at the edge of the world, the desolate land of the Gorgons. And so, the Maiden was no more. The monster was born. Years passed. Medusa became legend, a tale told in hushed tones, a creature feared by sailors and warriors alike. Her island lair became a place of death, surrounded by stone statues, each one a victim of her cursed gaze. But her story did not end there. For across the lands, a new tale was beginning. One of a young demigod named Perseus, son of Zeus and the mortal queen Danae. King Polydectes of Seriphos, desiring Danae, sought to send Perseus away. He challenged the young hero to bring him the head of Medusa, a task believed impossible. Yet with divine assistance, Perseus accepted. The gods favored him. Hermes gifted him a curved sword sharp enough to slice through steel. Athena, despite her earlier role in Medusa's fate, granted him a bronze shield polished to a mirror shine. With these, Perseus could fight Medusa without ever meeting her eyes. He sought the guidance of the Grey, three ancient sisters who shared a single eye. By trickery, he stole their eye and forced them to reveal Medusa's location. Then, aided by the helm of invisibility from Hades and winged sandals from Hermes, he flew to the Gorgon's lair. There, surrounded by the eerie silence of stone victims, he found Medusa sleeping. Even in her monstrous form, her face carried a tragic grace. With his back turned to her and eyes fixed on Athena's mirrored shield, Perseus crept close. In a flash of divine steel, he struck and severed Medusa's head. From her blood sprang two beings, Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaea, the golden warrior, children of Poseidon, born of the sea god's union with Medusa. In death, her legacy still pulsed with power. Perseus placed her head in a magical satchel and fled, pursued by her enraged sisters. Thanks to his divine gifts, he escaped, taking with him the power of the Gorgon's gaze. Medusa was gone, but her myth had only just begun. With Medusa's head, Perseus wrought both justice and chaos. On his journey home, he encountered the princess Andromeda, chained to a rock as a sacrifice to a sea monster. Using Medusa's head, he turned the beast to stone and saved her. In time, Andromeda became his wife, and their story became another legend altogether. Perseus later presented Medusa's head to Athena, who set it in the center of her Aegis shield, making it a weapon of divine terror. Her gaze would forever guard the goddess of wisdom. But as centuries passed, Medusa's tale transformed. No longer was she seen only as a villain. Scholars, artists, and storytellers began to view her through a new lens, not as a monster, but as a victim. A symbol of injustice, trauma, and misunderstood power. Feminists reclaimed her myth as a story of survival. Her transformation was no longer a punishment, but a rebirth. She became an icon of rage against patriarchal cruelty, a woman wronged by gods and feared by men. In art, her image adorned shields, temples, and coins. Her serpent-crowned face was used not to evoke terror, but protection, warding off evil with her defiant gaze. Even today, Medusa endures. In literature, movies, and pop culture, she appears again and again, not just as a villain, but as a tragic heroine, a symbol of untamed power and misunderstood strength. Her tale is one of contradiction, beauty and horror, victim and monster, death and rebirth. And so, Medusa remains, not just in stone, but in story. Thank you for watching Keenan's Mythology World. We hope you enjoyed the mysterious and tragic story of Medusa. A tale of beauty, betrayal, and rebirth. If you love diving into the depths of ancient myths and forgotten legends, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, keep the myths alive.